Welcome back to Subnautica, this elliptical realm. Funny story, I actually started trying to stream this like 13 minutes ago, but apparently I hadn't changed my shortcuts back and my keybinds, and I ended up recording instead of streaming for like the last 13 minutes. But today I'm going to finally build the rocket and escape this planet. I'll have a few things left to do before I can get to that point. I was showing in the recording that I had found a few new plants, and I had planted them in here, my garden room, since my last stream. I tried to do like symmetry. I think there's like a pine tree. Fern, sorry, it's a fern. Try to do symmetry, like what if I put something on one side of the room, I try to put it on the other side of the room, and basically the same approximate location, roughly. One of the other changes I made was that I finally built a nuclear reactor. I didn't really, as I explained when I was recording earlier, I didn't really want to build this because from like an immersion standpoint, like, you know, this planet's already been through enough as is, like ecologically, like dying, and if I leave this planet and no one else comes here for, you know, dozens of years, dozens of years, hundreds of years, thousands of years, at some point this can end up causing a disaster of its own, like with radiation. So I'm planning on decommissioning this before I leave. I didn't really want to do a reactor before I left during my playthrough anyways. I just wanted to do like, you know, thermal and solar and other things, the bioreactors and stuff, because that was plenty of energy, really. I think right now I got almost 5,000 energy total, which is way more than I ever needed. But when I installed this bottom large room down here, I ended up putting it so far down at the bottom, it's like sitting on a rock now. And like, unfortunately, like the grass is clipping through, so that was an unfortunate side effect. So kind of have to be aware of that if you build too low to the ground. But I got 4 reactors, or reactor rods in here. I got a nuclear disposal box right there. They say like 4 of these would last you like an entire playthrough, so. And I didn't build mine until just a few days ago when I was playing offline. So, and I'm about ready to finish the game, honestly. But and I got my aquarium. Well, it's actually an alien confinement, but I view it as an aquarium. I tried to collect. I don't know if I got them all, like all the different types of like small fish, but I tried to collect them all, and then of course I added that blue glowy thing, whatever that's called. They don't eat meat or anything. I think they maybe eat like plankton or something. Like, they're very gentle creatures and very beautiful. I don't know what the name of them are, but I know I got those exploding fish in here, like I call them kamikaze fish, but I assume that, you know, this system right here is like giving them like what they need to eat, but it's not giving them like sulfur, so therefore, like in my mind, like from an immersion standpoint, that red kamikaze fish, it likes to explode. Like, maybe it has to have sulfur in its diet in order to have like the chemical to explode. But another explanation could be like from a lore, is like maybe this is the whole thing's like making it docile enough, like there's chemicals in the water or something, which that's already in the lore somewhat, like maybe not the chemicals in the water, but they do something to make them more docile. Yeah, there you are, the exploding fish, kamikaze fish. But, that's how I kind of view things. And then this other aquarium, as I've explained, alien confinement, I just use the originals fish, and I just use those for like food. I was never able to get all the, like, I was wanting to take the time to collect all the different types of like flora, for like my aquariums, like to plant, but unfortunately I decided not to, because I mean I've already played this for over 100 hours, but I got a few of these in here. Supposedly I think this is one of the rare ones right here. I was using the recipe to help revive the eggs for the Sea Emperor Leviathan. So were these two. I haven't done a whole lot, like major changes. Like I said, I built another floor down below. And as I've shown on stream many a times, this is my Bumblebee Seamoth, named after the Transformers Bumblebee. I think it looks really cool with like the yellow paint job. Like the yellow and the black. It just looks really cool. It stands out. I'm always a fan of like yellow and black and gold and black and some other color combinations, but it's even like my gamer tag Nova Trooper, like the Nova Trooper has black armor with like gold trim, so I've always liked that color combination. I also like white and gold as well. And this is keeping the same color scheme. I named this one Stinger. Originally its name was Hummer, but I changed it back to Stinger because I just liked that better. It sounded more aggressive. It also kind of reminded me of Sting from Lord of the Rings. Like Bilbo, his little sword was more like a dagger, but for him it was like a sword because he was a hobbit and he's so small. And then keeping that same color scheme, I also built the Cyclops, and I call this one the Queen Bee. And it's still yellow, still black. Really love that design. And I had moved the solar panels over here so they'd be closer to the surface, and I figured they would get more sunlight. I had thought about... Oh, hush now. Just because it's my last day here doesn't mean you get to eat me. But, go find you some other fish to eat. I didn't really want to build, like, the glass dome kind of thing would have been neat, but for, like, long-term, like, structure, like, durability, I, like, had concerns, like, from an immersion standpoint, like, well, what if a predator came by and, like, somehow smashed into the glass, broke it, or one of those bigger predators, like a Reaper Leviathan or something like that. Like maybe what if it saw like the fish down below or saw me and like tried to attack the glass and broke it. Plus, glass breaks. And as I've explained previously, not much damage. I just happened to be in the way of his food, that's why I got the end of that. But one other thing, as I said in a previous stream, is pretty much all the other survivors, like the ones that were here before I landed or crashed, and even the new ones, like assuming they lived through their like escape pod, they were building like I want to get rid of him. Just one little hit and he'll run away. There, go away. Go away now. Anyways, one thing I've noticed, like, that they had in common, like the Dagazi survivors, like, all their bases had, like, glass. And, I just think that could be, like, a common failure, like a mistake that these survivors made, like, building glass, like, for their,
Welcome aboard, Captain.
So I like glass, and I did build it on my island, little miniature base, like on the alien island with the big gun on it. I did build it there because it's on land, and I've been wanting to do something with glass. I just didn't want to do it underwater. But honestly, surprised, like these, like even like the Cyclops and the Seamoth, like how they have like glass on them and they do so well even at like greater depths, but because you don't usually want like glass like that like on a submarine, but I know it's like thick glass, you know, you're protected to some extent, but it doesn't exactly appear like the glass is thin, but you know, maybe some sort of technological breakthrough. But I think it tried to eat me and I just happened to get right in board on time, but I showed off my Cyclops like the last stream. Like I made some changes to it. I love that keep calm poster. And got my food and put my containers up here rather than down below, because as I explained last time, I had heard like horror stories about people who had placed their storage containers in like a Leviathan or something clipped to their ship, ended up knocking them out into like the ocean below. But and off stream I did go back and I found at the alien confinement, is it confinement facility down the lava zone of the Lost River, I ended up going back and like harvesting like dozens and dozens of these ion cubes, and then I built everything now that I got is these ion batteries and in this case ion cells. But even like all my personal tools now have like the 500 energy for them. I said that I was going to do that because I wanted to max out, even though it's the end game and you don't even get these to the end game, and by then it doesn't even matter. Honestly, they should have given them to us. Should have been able to get them like mid game or something. Like that would have helped, because it was just ridiculous. Like the Lost River, like, you know, just traveling to the Lost River, getting down from the, you know, the Lost River entrance all the way to the Cove Tree will pretty much like eat up all your power, and then you have to replace your batteries. But I still got quite a few resources on board, but I also got them in my, and of course I got all my old set of batteries on here as well, some spares. But that's pretty much the tour of my ship. But I know what I plan to do this stream is build my rocket, but I just was trying to make a recording of my journey. Like, honestly, if I was gonna leave a planet and not know if I was gonna survive, like I could die from radiation or something up in space, like I would want to leave some record behind. Like, this is me, like from an emergent standpoint, like this is what I did, this is what I accomplished, this is what I built. That's how I view it. But I was never able to get a door, like a bulkhead door, as I explained many times. It would never fit in between here and here for whatever reason. And if I tried to move this backwards and put an eye tube in, it would make the legs disappear like on the back, so it just wasn't realistic. So I kind of have to imagine that there's a bulkhead here keeping the water out, but in my mind I also kind of think like, well, if I'm going to decommission, like make this base like more durable, like for the next people that come here, if anybody comes here, like assuming they get here in time, like should I just decommission the base, like tear down everything, or like tear down just like part of this and like make it more safe, like water resistant, like but leave this moon bay intact. But you know, because like it wouldn't take nothing for one of those Reaper predators to come up through the water here and wreak havoc and then cause all this water damage, but like my base to sink. But anyways, I guess I'm chatting too much and not doing a whole lot of anything in terms of action. But this is me. I survived, what did I say, 228 days. Or maybe I did that on the recording by accident. Got 229 days I've been here. And it's far past time to leave, actually. So I'm going to go ahead and start building the rocket. There will be a few things I'll try to do before I leave. Like if I can take supplies with me, I will, because like from an immersion standpoint, I want to do that. Like a roleplay immersion standpoint. Okay, so this takes 2 titanium ingots, computer chip, and 4 lead. I don't think I'm going to be able to build this out in here because I need to move it probably closer to the Aurora or something. When I was recording by accident earlier, there was like 2 Leviathans that approached my base like really close. I thought they were going to run into it. It's like I've never seen them be this close to my base here in the shallows before, is what I was trying to say on the recording. But when I built my Cyclops, I had to build it out this way because the waters were deeper back this way towards the Aurora. Not sure if this is good enough or if I need to try to do deeper. They always sound like they have a bellyache, those reefbacks, don't they? There's one over there too. And hopefully that will be close enough. I'm thinking of like dropping a beacon down here as well, like saying like salvation or like safe area or sanctuary or something, you know, something like that, like, because I never had a beacon like on my base. But another reason I thought about, like, you know, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to tear down my whole base, but another reason I thought about like tearing it down, like everything I build and created, because, you know, Alterra charges you for everything you mine, everything you build. So I thought, you know, I wonder what would happen if I tore it all down and like had all the minerals like on the floor down there, and like, okay, Alterra, they're there, you can go get them if you need. Or if I tore everything down but like one single multi-purpose building, stuck all the minerals and stuff like inside, or almost everything, keep some power in there I guess, but for oxygen. They'd probably still nickel and dime me, like charge me anyways, I imagine, but anyways, I gotta go build some stuff to build the rocket. It's not gonna build itself. And one other thing I thought is that if I'm going to go into outer space, well, first of all, I thought maybe I would leave my thermo blade behind and just take the survival knife, because I don't want anything that could cause fires like that on board. But I'm just thinking from immersion. But well, somewhere I got my radiation suit, and I was wondering if it would be better to wear that into space because of all the radiation, because I don't know if they have fixed that, and the Alterra, they've somehow managed to fix that technologically. They do seem advanced, like Star Trek level advanced. Not quite as advanced as that, but they're fairly close. But and I had restocked my titanium plenty of times, but I keep running out of it. But thankfully I got 2 containers full and a partial container full of titanium. This will be my last stream for Subnautica, my last video for Subnautica, unless I ever do another playthrough or do like a modded playthrough, 'cause the mods look really interesting, honestly. But I did want to move on, as I tried to explain, I think, during my recording, that I wanted to move on and play Subnautica, you know, Below Zero. Although I've been playing this game so much these past weeks, like over 100 hours, that I kind of wanted to, a lot of it was between on stream and off stream, but I think a lot of it was probably more off stream. But I kind of wanted to take a break before I started playing the Subnautica Below Zero, and I wanted to play, like, potentially play, I don't know if I'll actually do it or not, but I wanted to play like a couple of Star Wars games that were like only maybe like 4 hours or 6 hours or something like that in length. Shadows of the Empire and possibly Star Wars Bounty Hunter. Haven't played either of those since my Nintendo 64 and GameCube days, so I've been looking forward to playing those. I think Shadows of the Empire was like one of my first video games that I owned for, like when I got my Nintendo 64 for Christmas many years ago. It was like one of the few games I got with the 64. So I really like that game. But I have a PC version. The graphics are much better, but I haven't played it. And also it's got like voice dialogue, whereas the I think the Nintendo 64 didn't have the voice dialogue. It was like text. Like anytime the characters would say anything, it was like text, and it like wasn't as graphically all there, but yeah, I had all these ion cubes plus a bunch more, and then I've used several bunches of them as well, like crafting like all my like 500, my tools all have 500. I did go off stream, and also I went back into the lava zone, and I did a lot of mining there while trying to avoid the sea dragon. I did that like a few days or more ago, but I didn't record it, unfortunately. It was some interesting gameplay, I'll give you that much, but I'll get some table coral. I've used up a lot of the table coral near my base, so I have to keep going like further and further out in order to collect it. Maybe I should just, I got some on my Cyclops, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and pick up a few more while I'm here, because I don't know how many more I'll need. Alright, I got 10, so that should be plenty for what I need to do, like to build the rocket.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Alright, I got everything I need to build the platform, assuming it'll let me. I'm gonna go ahead and drop that beacon down here and just call this place Sanctuary, I guess. Maybe I should move it further back this way towards the shallows. Away from like the predators. Because those stalker predators, they really like to grab metal objects, so I don't want to give them something they grab like that. Maybe I could put it in the, like hide it in one of these tubes or something, like the beacon. That'd be kind of cool, right? I don't know what a good tube for it would be, but I guess this one's as good as any. I guess if an archaeologist ever came here and they found the beacon and they happened to recover it somehow, and it said Sanctuary, and it was inside this coral tube that, you know, was still alive like hundreds of years from now or whatever. If they don't find like any remnants in my base, they'll be like, Well, what was this person referring to? Why did they say the coral tube is a sanctuary? But anyways.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Talking so much that my vitals, like, my stuff's getting dehydrated. Getting dehydrated and hungry. Not getting enough done. I did want to try killing a, like slaying a Reaper Leviathan using like the Gasopod trick, like the stasis rifle and the Gasopod trick that I saw on YouTube. And also I grew one of these in a alien confinement. I had heard that was a good combination, like I saw it on a video is what I'm saying, but I guess I could try to do it before the stream, before I leave, but or I just do it off stream, I don't know, but I'm just running around here. I thought that was a beacon for the building thing. I guess not. Well, it's crazy, I can't seem to find it. It's all the way over here. Thought for sure this had like a beacon option to show it up on the UI, but not seeing it. Could always place another beacon down below this, or right here to help find it a little easier, but maybe I need a because my inventory is full. Well, that must take up more than 2 slots. Oh well, if it gets built back that way, no problem. It might not even let me build it here. Yep, it's building back that direction. It's the beginning of the end. This game's so peaceful when you just stop and listen to the water. I had increased the volume, so I hope that didn't hurt anyone's ears, but okay then. Nothing else to build in here, so maybe I'll end up packing that up and putting it back in my base. Wow, this thing's got like pontoon, like flotation. I wonder what this part does, like helps keep things cool maybe, or maybe it's like a flotation device. It's really cool. Alright, what just happened? Don't tell me I broke a leg before I could get out of here. What, can you step down here? Okay. Is this a ladder? Cool. Can you build on this? Other than the rocket? Nope. Okay, that answers that question. Neptune Gantry. I need a plastil ingot, a copper wire, and some lubricant. Well, I can't pin the recipe for this. Plastil, copper, lubricant, okay. I would say plastil, lubricant, okay, copper wire. That's good. I'm monitoring the stream like on the TV to the left of me, and it happened to flash up. That jogged my memory. Hopefully I don't forget between now and then. Actually, I'm going to need some of this for lubricant, I think. I don't know if I need one or two. Take two. Next up, copper wire. Now for the plastil ingot. Titanium ingot. I'll get some lithium. Not sure if it was one or two. It was two. I'm going to get some food and drink while I'm here. I need to probably dump these extra resources out of my inventory because they're just they're getting in the way. Also, all that extra table coral. Alright, get some more water. Actually, got so much bottled water storing here in my Cyclops. Oh, I can pin the recipe here if I wanted. Alright, next up. Now it's so dark outside, I think I'll wait actually. As I said earlier, I'm thinking about switching to the radiation suit, like the one I wear off the planet. So I figured that would be better for me in outer space, like from an immersion standpoint, than what I'm wearing right now, which doesn't offer radiation protection as far as I know. And I also want to do some things on my base before I leave and stock up on supplies, again from like an immersion standpoint. I technically don't have to do any of that, but just trying to enjoy the game. Even though I'm talking out of character, that kind of thing. It's like part of my mind still doing like the whole immersion thing, like internally. character bugged?
Yeah.
It's weird.
Ooh.
What's going on?
Ooh.
Has anyone ever died from a Neptune launch platform like that before? That is like the strangest bug. I don't even know what items I even losing out of my inventory. Probably what I just crafted. That's crazy. I didn't even know that could happen. I mean, I could revert to my previous save. I don't know when I last saved though. I don't know what items I lost. Well, I think I got the stuff I crafted, so I'm probably not missing anything, or at least nothing noticeable right now, but I think I got it all. How am I bugged? I don't understand. Is it something wrong with that ladder? Do I need to reload my save? Well, nothing's wrong with this ladder. Should I just reload my save before it's too late, or just come to this one? This Neptune launch platform is trying to kill me. Or at least that ladder is over there. Maybe they got like the artificial gravity or something wrong on that side of the deck. I don't know. This is like a Star Trek level society. So what, do I have to go all the way up there now? Oh no, there's boosters, construct. Fossil ingot, nickel ore 3, aerogel 2, wiring kit. I'm not going to remember all that, so I'm just going to pin the recipe. I got a bunch of health packs on board my Cyclops, so I think I'm just going to go there real quick and pick up some more.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
And by bunch, I mean like 6. Still technically a bunch, though. That platform killed me. Even the ladders don't want me to leave the planet now. Over 100 hours and 229 days. Well, it's probably 230 now. 229 days. And survive all that I survived, only to have the platform or the ladder try to kill me. Oh, I needed 3 of those. It's like 2 aerogels, need a ruby, got 4 rubies. Let's see. Oh, I gotta also get the glow, the gel things outside. I made a video where I already said goodbye to my cuttlefish. I'm gonna call him B, like the letter B, because my Seamoth over there I call the Bumblebee, my Cyclops I call the Queen Bee, so I'll just call my pet cuttlefish B, like letter B. Anyways, I already said goodbye to her or him, whichever it is, in a video that I recorded for my channel, and also I hatched another cuttlefish and gave it to her or him as like a companion. So they're together now. At least I'll have someone to be with, and maybe even like repopulate the species or something like that. I never found all 5 cuttlefish eggs. I only found 2 of them, as I just said, but that would have been kind of cool to find all the cuttlefish eggs, and there would be 5 of them like around to repopulate. They say they're rare, so I don't know if they're like endangered or... And I have no idea if they grow to be larger than they are, or if they just stay small like that, but... I just saw a video in the last day or so, I think they said they have like 10,000 health, and I was like really surprised. Like 10,000 HP points. But when I was recording the video, I was like trying to say goodbye to my cuttlefish pet, and I forgot to dismiss it when I was done doing like tricks and feeding it and all that stuff, and it ended up following me to the lava zone. And I question, like, does a cuttlefish have like some sort of teleportation ability? That could be interesting. But at the very least, it's got a good sense of direction. But when I recorded that video, I did it like from a roleplay type perspective, and everything was like basically a one take. It was unscripted, just an unscripted roleplay. Probably not even that great, but it's just something I had in my mind that I was thinking about, so I made the video. Oh, we're getting there. Got the boosters being constructed now, like with nanite technology. I mean, my character has been here like almost a year now. Not quite a year, but been here 180 days is 6 months, so like 50 days beyond that, so it'd be like 7 months and some change, I guess, that I've been stranded on this planet. Next ingredients. Neptune fuel reserves. So I need plasteel ingot, 4 crystalline sulfur, 4 kyanite, and ion power cell. I might actually have to go get some crystalline sulfur because I think I only got 3 of those. Unless I break down something else that I already have that has that ingredient. Which I think I already used it to craft my upgrades actually with the prawn suit and maybe the Cyclops, so I don't know if the Cyclops uses those or not, but I might not have anything to break down, so I think I'll have to go get that out of the Lost River, unfortunately. I thought I was never going to have to go back there again, but looks like I'm going to have to make one more trip there. So I think I only got 3 crystalline sulfur. I didn't know I was going to need like 4 of those. Alright, I got 3. So I got 3 here and just 3 crystalline sulfurs. I'll go ahead and craft that plasteel ingot. And I got the kyanite. I got plenty of kyanite. Yeah, I got enough kyanite. So at least I don't have to go down to the lava zone. Maybe I should check on board, like my Cyclops, to see if I have any crystalline sulfur there before I make the trip. I don't think I do. I was showing, I think I did it in the recording when I did it earlier, but by accident I can't remember if I showed off my Cyclops during the live stream or the recording, but I put all of those upgraded all my ion power cells on my Cyclops upgraded all the power cells on my Cyclops to use the ion power cells and everything. I gave my bronze suit and Seamoth for using the ion power cell upgrade, but I'm going to go ahead and craft a couple more batteries. I mean power cells. So I didn't craft any spares of those. I'll just use those on the rocket. Need ion cubes. And silicone rubber, which I already got a bunch of that already crafted. And that just leaves the kyanite, which I already got here, and I need to go get some more crystalline sulfur for the next step. I think I'll take the Bumblebee out, my Seamoth, because that'll be the quickest way to get there. Unless I have some of that crystalline sulfur on board, but I'm pretty sure I don't. Maybe I should better check. It might save me a trip if I don't, but I'm fairly sure that I don't. If it's on board, it's in this one of these 2 containers over here. Yeah, those are empty. Wouldn't be in any of the other containers. I can check down below, but if it's not there, it's not there. Pretty sure it's not. Yeah, those are empty. Alright, I'll be going to the Lost River then. Need to just get one more sulfur. Craft the propellant for my rocket to escape the planet. One last journey, as I say. So hopefully it's not going to be my last. Like one last journey on the planet. Hopefully I still got another journey to make in outer space. I don't know if there's any of that crystalline sulfur down in, like in the lava zone. I doubt that, but I think it's just in the pools in the Lost River. There's like acid like pools, it looks like. Not sure what they're called. Here, that's the beacon I'm looking for. 1.3 kilometers. As I said before, I would have loved to have had like a booster upgrade. Here I am setting off on a journey and I didn't even look at my vitals, like if I needed food. I mean, I got a knife and I could collect food, but why not think to check that out before I left? I could cook some food and then I got a few water. I got some cooked food already, like on my Cyclops, so I'll just dock with my Cyclops and then get my food. Should be really fast, like in and out.
Captain, all systems online.
Or I could get it from my tree or whatever as usual.
Vital signs. Stabilizing.
I feel like I'm gonna get diabetes from eating all these lantern fruits. Alright, grab some fish, cured fish. Maybe a little bit more water. And I'm good to go.
All systems online.
I don't know if there's like a larger deposit, like a mining node for like crystalline sulfur or not, but I just need to pick up one piece if I can find it within those green acid light pools within the Lost River. It should be around there somewhere, like one of those pools. I don't know how much money I'm gonna be owing Alterra when I'm done with all this. Like, I don't know if like the game keeps track of like everything I mine, build all that. Like, you know, like some games might do, or if it's like the same amount for everybody. Like you owe this much debt. Like I've heard that they nickel and dime me for everything, but I'm curious like how many millions of dollars or billions or whatever the currency is, like the denomination in this universe. Kind of surprised, as I said before, because apparently it's like Mongolian somehow got like a space program, and you know, the Mongolians are like more like a nomadic nation of people. I don't even know if they even have a space program in like real life, but I'm just kind of surprised they're like one of the major nations like out here as like the competitor to like Alterra. So I don't know if this is like some alternate universe. They did mention like these aliens have been visiting Earth. I did go the wrong way. No, this is it. I think they said these aliens have been visiting Earth and like maybe like, I don't know if they said like assassinating or killing. Either way, they've been to Earth, and they also had like a record of like a bunch of other alien species, like or languages. Like I had found like a translator device, but it was like only like a one. It wasn't. I wouldn't be able to use it. Like it translates whatever other species are speaking into their language. Like so, it would never work for me unless I somehow learned like the alien language, but. According to the information that I found when I scanned the translator, but so if I find it, it's going to be in one of these acid pools. It wouldn't hurt my prawn suit, but it would hurt me, and it does do some damage, I think, to the hull of my Seamoth, but not nearly as much damage it would do to me. I do believe those bones had something to pick with me. They had a bone to pick with me. Never mind. They were trying to grab hold of me, like hold me down. There's what I need right there. So it's going to be a quick hop in and out before I die. You know, because acid is no joke. There. I would never recommend doing that in real life. Never. I mean, yeah, my player is like wearing some sort of advanced nanite suit, but I don't think it covers his entire face. But anyways, time to get out of here. I got what I need. Hopefully that's all the... I think that's uranite. Like basically like uranium. Hopefully that's all I'm going to need for sulfur. Crystalline sulfur. As like an ingredient. You know, so some of these like submarines, like in real life, they have like a claw kind of extension that you could extend from that, and that would have been a great use, like to have like a submarine, like have like one of those claw things that could have extended from my Seamoth to grab the resource without actually having to get out of the pod, like in that dangerous situation. And then maybe they could have like flushed out with water because of like the acid that I was in or something, but I guess I'm trying to be too realistic, like for immersion, but then again, like bringing acid in the pod is not a good thing, but I was saying they could have maybe over... I don't want to be near one of those. Was that a, looked like one of those dragon ones actually, but it's got to be the Reaper, right? Because I don't think, because the dragon, the sea dragon ones are like more, they're like more like lizards kind of, but like with like a octopus or a squid-like tail, and if they're anything like lizards, they want like sources of heat, which means they'll probably end up staying down near the lava zone, I imagine, but that doesn't mean they would never ever come up here, because apparently I saw some Reaper bones down there, so they apparently hunt the Reapers as well, so maybe occasionally they do come up to the surface to hunt the Reapers. I'm just all theorizing like how things work, like the lore and everything, but I will be playing the Subnautica Below Zero at some point, but like I said before, like I want to take a break. I want to play a couple other games, like short ones that are like maybe like 4 hours or 6 hours. I want to play some more Helldivers 2 again because I haven't played that like the past few months. Unless I stream it to my secondary channel, which I could do that. And also I got some reading that I've been needing to do, like reading to catch up on, been needing to do like the past few months. So I'm like subscribed to like a reading, like a subscription novel service, and I've gotten behind at least a handful of books. And then they end up releasing new books like every few months or at least a few times a year, so I need to get caught up before those books, the next ones in the series comes out, because I can read them for free as long as they haven't been published, but after they're published I can't read them for free anymore. I have to either rent them like or buy the book
Welcome aboard, Captain.
if I want to read it. And unfortunately they got rid of the something that saved me quite a bit of money just like some months ago. They would have like a catch-up, like every month they would have new titles that were like on catch-up, so you could read like a few books, you could read several books, you could read a dozen books, 20 books, 30 books, like all in the series, if you had enough time to do all that, like all as part of like your low-cost subscription. But unfortunately they got rid of that, which, you know, it was a good deal for me. Maybe it wasn't a good deal for the authors, but you know, because authors don't really make a whole lot of money unless you're like really successful. Plus with the whole thing with like AI going on with like writing, like that's gonna be another issue, like causing authors to struggle even more in the future. I mean, you don't write a book if you want to be rich. But you know, there's always the chance that you could end up being successful and rich, but it's not as likely. But I'm not saying that to ever stop a person from, you know, writing a book, but in fact I recommend it. I just, you know, maybe try it like more on the side while you have like a proper career, that kind of thing, if you can. And just be aware of like the whole thing with like AI. Like there may not be like a feature in it, but by all means, like don't ever stop that from you ever writing a book to begin with. But well, we're getting there. I wonder if they're going to create me like a new pod up there, or if they're going to use my life pod that I brought down here as like the top piece. Then again, they got nanites, so I guess they could create like a new one easily, but I just took a screenshot. Let's see what the next ingredients are. Cyclops shield generator. Okay, plastiline good, enamel glass, computer chip. Well, this thing actually is going to have a shield, so maybe I wouldn't have to worry about radiation as much. I might be able to craft a new Cyclops shield generator rather than scavenging the one off my Cyclops, but I can do that if I have to. It worries me from an immersion standpoint. Well, not really worry, but I wonder is anyone ever gonna come to this planet again? In a year, 5 years, 10 years, 100 years, 1,000 years? About 1,000 years, my base wouldn't even be standing anymore. Who knows how long the submarine, the Cyclops, would last? I kind of think about all these things in my mind. I mean, you look even the Titanic, for example, in the water. There's bacteria eating the metal, so even that's going to disappear at some point. The wreckage of the Titanic. I mean, it already is. It's disintegrating. So, how long would my base made out of titanium last? I wonder. Honestly, I don't know how long titanium would even last in in the ocean, salty environment. Another ingot. Another plasteel ingot. Gotta make the glass. But not just glass, enameled glass. If you never played Subnautica before, you'd be surprised. You can find huge caches of stalker teeth. Not kidding. Maybe not so much now because I've harvested a lot of the metal around here. I didn't do that till almost towards the end game. So by then, at that point, these stalker predators, there's piles of teeth everywhere, huge piles. Not sure if it's 1 tooth or 2 teeth. Or 3. Yeah, it's just 1 tooth for the enamel glass. You would think it would take more than 1 tooth to make a lot of glass for something like a rocket ship. Alright. Another computer chip. I'm learning the recipes, but it's getting to the end game, so it won't matter soon. Oh, I needed 1 more table coral, not just 1, but 2. Good thing I collected that earlier. Now, that Cyclops shield generator, I'm not sure what all that calls for. The ingredients, I might just have to scavenge what I already got. I think I actually have to go on board the Cyclops to... Either way, whether I scavenge it or craft one, I need to be on board.
Welcome aboard.
I don't even know if it takes rubies, I don't even know if I have enough rubies to craft a new one, so I might have to just scavenge it. It just takes a power cell, polyaniline, an advanced wiring kit. That's doable. So I think I'm just going to craft a brand new one, leave the shield generator on this, and maybe it'll help my Cyclops last longer, in case anyone else comes down to the planet. Assuming all this doesn't get destroyed by like a predator or something. Or the time doesn't destroy it. You know, I was here on this planet alone like all this time, and I built all this, and you kind of, like, personally, like, to the immersion standpoint, I just want it to last, you know. Like, I hope it lasts, like, well beyond my life, or, you know, like 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, a century, like, as long as they possibly can. But realistically, it might only last, like, after I leave, maybe a few months, maybe a year, maybe a few years. You know, at some point there's going to be like a breach, water, or like a predator or something's going to end up destroying things, but hydrochloric acid, I think, so I think I need 3 of these. I do the hydrochloric acid to make the, what is it, acetylene? Or polyaniline, sorry. Need salt. Need some gold. And 2 more gold. Hello, weird children. I think I moved all my other regular power cells over to my Cyclops. No, I got a couple, or more than a few. So I got alright. I'll be able to craft the Cyclops shield generator now. Actually, I need to craft another computer chip as well, because I used it in the construction of the shield generator. So really glad I collected all that table core earlier. I've already said that. Alright, time to craft the Cyclops shield generator. And I guess I'll sleep on board my Cyclops, and... or is it already daytime? I think that's sunrise. Doesn't look like sunset. Okay. Getting there. I don't know if this is like the last step or if there's another beyond this or not. I guess we'll find out. It's looking close to completion. Just taking another screenshot. I tend to take a lot of screenshots from my games. Like I have some games like Star Wars: The Old Republic where I've taken like a few thousand. Actually, it's probably more than a few thousand. Might be somewhere between 5,000 and 10,000 screenshots. That's insane, right? You just have to have a large enough storage to be able to handle all that. I don't really want to keep them all. I probably will go through eventually and start deleting stuff. I like to take like photos like in game and like scenery, that kind of stuff, so well, this might be the final step then, unless there's something else. It's looking almost like it's complete. Unless there's like another module or something that attaches on the side.
Neptune 1 rocket online.
Well, it's ready. And apparently I can do a color scheme as well. I think I'm going to do the yellow and black like I've done before. Hopefully I can get the colors to be at least somewhat close. There's no like hex code. Well, I guess down below there is. See it down the right hand corner. It's got to be somewhere. I want like that sort of like a bright yellow. Trying to look at the rocket, not what I'm clicking on the screen. I guess that will do. And for the stripes, go down to the bottom right corner for the black. See how that looks. Yep. I don't know if I could get like a brighter yellow, but I guess that's about the best I can get if I'm keeping the same color scheme as everything else. It says I can rename it. Wonder what a good, if I'm keeping with like the bee theme, like what would be a good name for this rocket? Because my Cyclops is named the Queen Bee. I looked at Gemini, like seeing what their suggestions would be, and one of them said, name it Buzz Lightyear. No. Maybe I'll name it Apis, because it's Latin for bee is what it says. It sounds like a good, decent name. The Queen's Throne? Oh, that's kind of interesting. Could do something like a hive or whatever. There's another pun, let it be, like B-E-E. The swarm is like another potential. The pollinator, the drone. I could either probably name this the hive or the apis. Like probably one of those would be good.
Seek fluid intake.
Or just leave it as
Vital
Neptune.
signs stabilizing.
I think I'll call it the apis. It's Latin for bee. Although something with more letters. Well, I don't know even if I named it the hive or. Oh, Plan B was another suggestion for like something playful. There's also the Queen's throne, but bees don't really have thrones, but maybe I could call it hive mind? I don't know. Either apis or hive mind or something. Pollinator. What does that say about me if I got on a ship and I called it the pollinator? Plan B, like BE, is not too bad. You know, like if you have plan A, a B, a C, a D, in case something goes wrong. I guess this is my plan B. Because I didn't plan to cross on this ship, this planet, but I'm probably thinking about this too much. There's the hive, or the apis. I don't know. The hiveinator. Any suggestions in chat? Keeping it with a bee thing. Or I just call it the Neptune, but then that breaks the whole bee theme. Or I can name it the Queen Bee too. It's already got a Queen Bee, like the Cyclops. Well, I guess I'll just go with apis. I don't really like the sound of that word because it sounds like another word, but it is Latin for bee. So I could call it the apiary. That's like where bees are kept, a collection of beehives. That sounds nicer than calling it the apis. That sounds like another word entirely, but there we go. I went with the apiary. So that's my ship that's going to be getting me out of here. Looks like all that's left is to do some final things and get some supplies. I know I don't have to, but from like an immersion standpoint, like if I don't go out and up into outer space with like some water and food, I mean, I don't know how long it's going to take me to get to my destination and end up like being like dying of dehydration, or you know, dehydration is like the main issue. You can go, I think, up to, what, 30 days or something like that without food. What is going on? That happened earlier. Hydraulic systems, throw the switch. Open storage, so they did give me some storage containers. Now, do they allow me to put my own storage on here? No. So I just have to go with the storage that they give me if I'm going to take anything, like from a roleplay perspective. That was cool. It's like an energy core. Boot up the primary CPU. Prepare a time capsule. I did read about this time capsule thing, so I did look up that online just recently. And apparently this is how you can give items to other players, but they restrict what items you can get. And then also look to their website, because you have to get it's not just you put an item in there and it automatically gets generated in like another player's world. They have to approve it, like the text and everything that you stick in there. And according to the website, the last, like they got stuff, the stuff at the top of the list, like the most recent stuff is like, or whatever it said 3 years ago. So I think they may have stopped updating the game, maybe, perhaps, and not including like the latest time. Like if I did a time capsule, it probably wouldn't even get approved, honestly. Because this game is old enough, and then I think the developers have stopped working on it. But so I think I found one of my time capsules that had the thermo knife blade in there, and I think I found one with like a tool that had like an ion battery in it. So it did help me as like a player, and I really appreciate it. But if I can't like automatically like, isn't there like a game called like Near Automatic or something like that, where your save game gets to like deleted, but it can help like another player, and you can like maybe even like leave messages, or I don't know. I mean, supposedly like even like Elden Ring, like you can leave messages behind for other players, but none of that matters if like the developers don't have the systems in place to make that like a reality. Well, yeah, I'm getting there, Ben's Joby. Welcome back. I know I don't have to, but like from a roleplay perspective, I am going to fill up my containers with like food and water, maybe some like these ion batteries, because I don't think the Alterra Corporation has this technology, so maybe take some of this back with me, take some ion cubes, and hopefully it'll help pay off my debt between that and the items and stuff I scanned. Because I think I'm going to end up having a debt, because I think they nickel and dime you like for everything that you mine, everything you build, even though this is like a survival situation. But that's what I plan to do, and then I'm going to do a few things at my base as well before I leave. So I guess I'll probably end up leaving maybe within the next, like launching this into space maybe within the next 10 to 30 minutes, maybe. No more than an hour, but it's probably going to be somewhere between 10 and 30, I guess. We'll see. Now this is my last live stream for this game unless I ever play it again, like do like a modded playthrough. Something like that. And I do, as I've said before, I intend to play Subnautica Below Zero. It's going to be one of the next games that I stream, but I am going to take a little bit of a break before I start that. Like maybe play a couple short Star Wars games or do like a little bit of Helldivers too. When I say short Star Wars games, I mean like something like 4 to 10 hours or something like that. I guess if I was going to decommission this base for real, like even if I was going to keep the structure intact, I probably would get rid of the plants, or if I could, like I would move them over to like an island or something to grow. Which actually I think the island, like some of these plants I got from that island, that's going to be eventually sinking into the ocean, so I mean it wouldn't hurt to put some on that alien island, because I don't think they have some of these plants. The one with the big gun, if I was going to go like full on immersion, but you know, to get back what I take kind of thing. You know, I was blessed with all these that I've grown. Well, took a few, it came from a few seedlings and then grew into this. And then I got some Chinese potatoes and watermelons up here as well on the top floor, but the one thing I want to do before I leave this place is release all my fish, actually, because, you know, if I'm gone, who's going to take care of them all? That's kind of how I feel about it. I don't know if I'll be able to get them all in one trip or not. At least they might survive. It'd be nice if this game had like a, you know, like a button to like flush these things out, like to the ocean, as like an alien containment type thing, but I'm already full. I was kind of hoping to release all these at once. I guess I can. I just need to put some stuff in storage. Assuming it doesn't crash my game, like releasing all these at one time. Like I said, I had some final things I want to do before I leave the game for good from like an immersion standpoint. None of this is necessary, but I mean, would you leave all your fish in the tank before you leave the planet? Like, I mean, I guess your own life is the only thing that matters, right? Like if you're thinking about it, but why not give these fish a chance to live as well, because there's not going to be anybody else here to take care of them. This might end up lagging my game, or hope it doesn't crash it. Okay, I'm carrying the maximum amount of fish that I can carry. I kind of view my inventory as like a dimensional stasis storage, where like whatever I have in my inventory, it doesn't age, it's like stuck like in time kind of thing, like suspended. Well, if it's nighttime, I think I want to wait till daytime before I release all these. Well, thanks for the comment, Ben's Jovi. I didn't find all the plants. I was one that kind of do that, but I didn't find them all. I wanted to have at least one of each type of plant, like in my alien confinement, but I didn't end up doing that. But I got a few. I've eaten many a fish out here, so like I said, it's time to get back. You can't just take all the time. Gotta get back. If you cut a tree down, it's best to plant another one. That kind of thing. That's how I view things in life. Can't see what I'm doing, but I'm trying. Okay. Released all of them back into nature. How long they last now is up to them. A little bit of luck. Who knows? We got a few more to release, like Reginald's.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
And one other thing I wanted to do is I wanted to decommission this nuclear reactor because, like I've said before, personally I would have preferred just to do the thermal. I assume this is like one of those advanced reactors where it like recycles the energy over and over again, and by the time it's all done and said, like the reactor, like the rods probably like they're depleted. So, but I mean, this planet's already been through one ecological disaster, like with the bacteria, you know, brought on by an alien species who brought it here. And last thing I want is to leave like another. I mean, granted, there's already been radiation contamination in the water, but I don't want to leave another disaster waiting to happen at like my base. It's kind of how I view it. Yeah, I'm going to be playing Below Zero soon. Maybe within a few weeks. That's probably when I'll start it. So I want to take some time to read. I want to potentially play like the Shadows of the Empire game, at least that one, maybe Star Wars Bounty Hunter as well. These are games that I haven't played since Nintendo 64 and GameCube. I think they might only be like 4 to 10 hours, but in length each. But I think at least I want to play Shadows of the Empire, like do a stream of that, and I want to do a little bit of Helldivers too, and then also have some time to read. I gotta get my tool for deconstructing. None of this is necessary, but and I'll leave the resources, like the things I collected, most of them I'll leave them here on the ship, and sorry, my base, and hopefully Alterra can collect them, and then they'll reduce my debt or something. Oh, this is unfortunate. You can't use the habitat. No, wait, hold on. I think I might have the wrong tool out. I got the scanner out. Yeah, you can deconstruct it. I know when they said the rods deplete, you have to take them out and then stick them in the nuclear waste disposal, but I can do it this way as well. And that just leaves my conscience clear. I know it don't really matter, but like from an immersion standpoint, like roleplay perspective, it does. I'll probably just leave these plants inside here. I did give some thought about that, like potentially like putting these in an outdoor garden. Or at least maybe this sea crown, because I think they said this one's like incredibly rare, like might even be going extinct, so I could plant like those in the garden, but whereas everything else here is pretty common. So maybe I could do that. Give the species a chance to potentially survive. Probably have to come back. I hope no one minds me doing all this before my rocket launch, because, you know, once you do the rocket launch, it's out, it's over, the game's over, that's it. Don't take long for that kind of thing to happen. Well, thanks, Ben Jovi. He said no rush, bro. Alright, those are the last of the fish. Hope they have a good life. I don't know if I should keep one in the aquarium or I'll just replant it. And I'll put these 3 out in my outdoor garden. And hopefully, I don't know how these plants like reproduce, but maybe they'll pollinate somehow or however that works. Spread their seeds, and who knows, and potentially in 5 years, 10 years, maybe this whole area of the shallows could end up having these plants, these rare plants. I said goodbye to him actually already, but he's around the base. He or she is around the base somewhere. Actually, I found another cuttlefish, and I made a video of it. I did like a roleplay perspective of like me like saying goodbye. It was unscripted. It was completely impromptu, and just one recording, not like multiple clips. But I made a goodbye video, and then I didn't mean for it to happen, but he or she ended up following me to the lava zone. I was very surprised by that. So I just kind of included it with like the whole roleplay that I did in the video. And then at the very end, I released the other cuttlefish that I had found, and it's like, here's your companion, please take care of each other, kind of thing. I think they're like an old Zorro movie. It's like a black and white one. One of the things they said in that movie was, may you get fat and have lots of babies, so it's one of those old black and white movies, and that kind of like stuck with me. Like, so I'm just saying, maybe hopefully the cuttlefish, they'll get fat and they'll have lots of babies. I finally decided on a name for my cuttlefish pet, and I decided to name him Bee, like the letter B, alphabet, English alphabet, letter B. I like that name. And plus, I had watched an anime, I think, back in 2025, where they had like a little dragon character. I think that also had the same name as Bee. It was either B or BE, and I really liked that name. It was like for a pet, so. I guess I can release the Gasopod. I thought about using them against a Reaper Leviathan, and using like the stasis rifle, which I never got to. I used it a little bit. I tried to use it on a crab squid, and it just passed right through a crab squid, but the repulsor weapon would still work on the crab squid, but this would not. But I did try it. I think once before on like one of the predators, but it didn't last as long as I thought it would last. But I don't think a thermo blade would be a good idea to take it on my ship. I mean, maybe it would. I'm just afraid it might catch something on fire, like in an oxygen-rich environment. I'll try to find my cuttlefish bins, Jovi, before I leave here. I guess I'll go ahead and release that gasopod as well. Like if I found like an egg and I harvested like an egg, not harvested, grew an egg. If it was like a predator, like I would put it in the bioreactor because I didn't want it, if I released it around my base, I didn't want it, the shallows being in its new home. You know, because these, it might end up considering it its home and then bring in more of its kind later when it decides to breed, and it seemed like a big mess to me. Like even this jelly thing, which is like it might eat like plankton or something. It doesn't eat meat, but even that's still hanging around. So I didn't want like a predator like permanently making its home around my base. So even he's attacking me as soon as I released him, so. But there should be 2 cuttlefish around here. They usually like to hang out down here. They could be anywhere really, somewhere either here or in the front. I haven't seen them in a while, though. I did read that it was like possible for like the cuttlefish pets to get like bugged out and you end up losing them. Like that's a possibility. Or like they follow you somewhere and they get lost. So here they are. Oh, you want a treat? Oh, you want another treat? They're very cute. Alright, I got these 3 rare plants growing out here. There's not very many of these left in the wild, so hopefully they'll last and they'll somehow repopulate. But we'll see.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
So I think I've done some of the stuff that most of the stuff that I wanted to do. I think all that leaves is like getting some resources like food, water, bring along anything else that I think would be, that Alterra would appreciate. Maybe they'll lower my debt, hopefully. Sometimes these fishes like glitch out through like the structures and then they just start flying through the air. It's kind of like an anime sometimes. For those that have ever watched like an anime, like where like fish are flying through air and they don't need the water to breathe. I could bring some of these plants to that alien island, you know, the one that's not sinking, the one with the gun, if I wanted to, because I don't think some of these plants even grow on that island, and eventually that one island, the floating one, is going to sink permanently, and then all the plant life's going to die. So I don't know if I go that route or if I just do that like off stream sometime. I don't know. Maybe I got too much of a bleeding heart today. Because, you know, none of this is real. It's just a video game. Still, like from an immersion standpoint. Anyways, I guess I'll get my supplies. Try to take as much water as I can get. At least fit into one container. I'll grab the first aid stuff from my Cyclops. I'll probably leave most of my tools and things behind. I guess you could always take a flashlight, that's always handy. Maybe a scanner, you know, because even in Star Trek you need a tricorder. You need a repair tool, that's always handy. Maybe a laser cutter would help. But I'll probably leave the Sea Glide. And I'll just take my habitat builder tool as well. Who knows? Maybe a couple of emergency flares, but again, you wouldn't want to use those on board like a high oxygen environment. Be more like the emergency flares, like after you land on a planet or something. I'm curious, would flares, if I use one of these in outer space, would it even light even though there's no oxygen? The gas that's releasing from this, would that be enough to have some light from that? That'd be something interesting to look up. I don't know how I do that. My character sometimes lifts his arm up like that, but I do want to take some of the ion cubes with me. Because I'm sure Alterra will be fascinated by that technology, and maybe I'll take some kyanite crystals, because they might be interested in the science of it all. I'm going to start loading things up now at the maybe it just makes sense to load this stuff up into my Bumblebee. Save some inventory space so I don't have to make as many trips. Alright. I think most of my cured food storage is on my Cyclops. Maybe I'll have a cup of coffee or a cup of joe as well before I leave. Thought I had something else left there. Maybe I'll take the Aurora poster with me. Yeah, because that ship was destroyed. I guess I can leave the toy car, maybe. We can leave the Jacksepticide and the Markiplier ones here as well. I think I'll take a Keep Calm poster with me. Always like looking at that. And have my final cup of coffee as well before I leave. I love a cup of coffee, black coffee, nothing in it, just black. I wonder if there's a coffee machine in the sequel game, the Below Zero. I'd be curious to find out, or if it's tea or something else. Who knows? I think taking a radiation suit would be better than taking a my normal suit into outer space. So I think that's what I'll do. I'll go ahead and switch it out now. And then put my reinforced dive suit. I mean, of course that does protect you in extreme temperatures, but unless I just take both suits. Maybe I'll need it, I don't know. Depends on how much space I got. Alright, my inventory is full, so I'm gonna go start uploading up the my starship, the rocket.
Welcome aboard Capsule Systems Online.
This will be one of the final times I ride in my Seamoth as well, the Bumblebee, before I end the game. Still got to get some food provisions from the Cyclops, like cured food, like fish. Although I imagine that wouldn't be a good idea to take that into space. Like it'd be better if I could craft some of those nutrient blocks. Yeah, I can do that. I don't... You apparently have to get those time capsules approved in order for them to like update the game and include it. It looks to me like on the website they hadn't approved anything in 3 years, but maybe I'm wrong. I was kind of sad about that. I think I had gotten that thermo blade that I have, and I think one of my ion batteries, not the like a tool or something that came with it. So it's not that I didn't get anything. Of course, I did say, you know, you take something, you give it back, that kind of thing. So maybe I will do that with the even if they don't approve it. At least I know I left something. Oh, I don't need to go to this deck. I checked to see if I could build anything earlier, and apparently I'm just limited to the storage containers that are already on board. Alright, that container will be water. This one can be food. I will fill that one all the way up with food. And then, like kyanite, like ion crystals, that kind of thing. Do I have one more of these, or... Yeah. Could put my reinforced dive suit and stasis rifle and my tools. I think they said the only way to give another player, like when I looked at this on the Wikipedia, to give them like the ion technology, as if it's already inside of like a tool, if I was to do that. But I'll decide what else I'm going to do, like how I'm going to do this. Like with how much inventory, I may have to leave some more stuff behind. I go back down to my Seamoth to get the other storage stuff out of that. But if all I had wanted to do was like build this rocket and end the stream, like it would already be over by now. If you're just joining, keeping with the bee theme, I named my starship the Apiary. It's like a bunch of beehives. So I'm trying to keep with the bee theme, like the paint scheme, and so I could have named it Apis, which is Latin for bee, but it just don't really sound right. It sounds like another word that starts with an R. Apiary sounds pretty nice. I could also named it maybe like the Hive, or I could even gone like the Queen Bee too, or something like that. But I already named my Cyclops the Queen Bee, so and what's bigger than a Queen Bee? You know, it has to be the Hive or like a collection of hives. Like the Apiary is what I ended up going for, like the name. I might already have too much water, but you know, you go through like a lot of water per day. And honestly, I don't know how long this starship's going to have to be traveling to its destination. Is it just going to be like a few days, a few weeks, a few months? Like, I worry about that. And like water is like the most critical resource. You know, you can go like 30 days without eating food, but so maybe if I just imagine it, like maybe this starship already has the capabilities to like recycle water, even if it's like only in the form of urine. So maybe I only need to bring so much with me, and maybe I just limited it to this, like what I got right now. That's food, that's gear. So if I bring the poster along, something else is going to have to go. I might have room for it in this container. I'll put one flare in there, that should be enough. I'll put the minifigure of the Aurora poster, the Keep Calm poster. Maybe put my knife in there, my laser in there, and maybe a few more water. And then it's not like I can't keep stuff in my inventory as well. And then I think about it, because this could be some sort of dimensional storage. So maybe I could just keep my tools in my inventory if I really wanted to, and then fill this other stuff up with water and things. That might work. I think I might do that. Maybe go get some more food and get some first aid. Has anyone ever tried like diving off of this thing? But then again, if you do that, like, would you still be able to, say if I survive, would I still be able to call the elevator, like from below? I'm just curious. Then again, I would probably, I'm more away from the edge of the platform than I realized. I probably would end up going splat when I hit the deck. I'll just dock aboard the Cyclops.
Captain, all systems online.
I'll take all this as food. I don't think there's anything else that I need, because lithium, gold, silver, all this other stuff's like stuff you can find on Earth and probably other planets, but like the ion cubes and like kyanite crystals, like those kind of things are like rare resources that maybe Alterra would be interested in. I'll turn the lights off. The only other thing I could do with the Cyclops is like maybe place it somewhere like in a cave, or maybe down in the creepy vines to protect it or a little bit more maybe, but who knows. Or I'll just leave it where it is, but this might be the last time I'm in here. I mean, this will be the last time I'm probably in the ship. Let me close all the hatches real quick. Close all the hatches. It's easier to do that in the dark. I mean the light. I guess I'll leave the power cells plugged in. All these ones are already closed. Well, here I was thinking that they were open down here because they were earlier, I thought, but so So that just leaves these two back here at the engine room. Close those up for like watertight resistance. Turn out the lights. Say goodbye to the Cyclops. I didn't get to use you very long. It was the end of the game, but thank you for getting me to the Lost Cave and back safely. Even though I ended up crashing you a bunch and getting stuck on things, but thank you. Very good ship.
All systems online.
I could put my prawn suit on board.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Probably a better place for it than to have the legs sticking out of the water like this all the time. I know I said that was my last time I'm going to be on the ship, but I guess this will be my last time. So if anybody ends up coming back here to this planet to explore, hopefully the Cyclops will still be around and my prawn suit and all. I think I just fell asleep by accident. It's so dark in here, it's hard to see. There we go. There we go. Out of it. Well, it's nighttime. I didn't mean to do that. My character did need some sleep, but so I gotta try to get a little bit more tired or wait till daytime. I don't want to launch in the dark time at night. And I've done everything I need to do here unless I take some of these plants and plant them on the alien island. Which, maybe somehow these species will survive. Even if I don't do that. So I guess I'll just, close things up, the hatches. Make sure all the hatches are closed. I really wish I could have put one here, but the game just wouldn't let me, and if I tried to put an eye tube, it made the legs for the back part of the bay, the Mimple Bay.
Seek fluid intake immediately. Vital signs stabilizing.
I'm gonna go get that Mr. Coffee, like you suggested. And get a snack. Don't know what kind of snack it is. Is it potato chips or... Yeah, it's this one right here with the Z on it. Oh, that's cookies. That's cookies. That's a good snack. I like cookies. Looks like maybe chocolate chip cookies. Of course, their coffee will be cold by the time they get it. Unless I use some sort of like stasis technology to keep it good and warm. Alright. I could break down the aquarium, I guess, instead of leaving all that water in there, but maybe somehow this base has a way to flush it out if need be, because it is like an alien confinement system, so I imagine they got some way to flush things out, drain the water. I mean, if your base ever gets flooded, it definitely does, so that's like an automatic procedure, so it'll probably be fine even if the aquariums leak. And end up closing off this room. I don't think I have any more creatures alive in this aquarium. Alright, that's right. Right. Close off the final door. Well, I got one more after I get back to my resources. My resource room. Try to make things watertight. Make this base last as long as possible. Whoever comes here next, if anybody, because it is a big universe, and chances of them ever coming back here is kind of slim, but who knows, maybe they'll be excited about the resources that I bring them. But, oh yeah, I was going to get some more first aid kits. I was going to get those off my Cyclops, but it's fine. Maybe I have one of these machines on board or something, I don't know, but I didn't see it. Can always stop in the light pod to get one more of these. Well, I wish I could put a hatch between here and there, but there's nothing I can do about that. I've tried multiple times. I tried tearing this down, doing all sorts of things, but alright, all that's left now is to swim over to the rocket. Looks like it's daytime now, so perfect time to launch. The only other thing I can do is go on board and get some more first aid kits. It's really dark in there, and I've already said my goodbyes, so I think I'll just... two first aid kits will be fine, I guess. Something happens that gives me 100 health. I mean, if something goes wrong anyways in space, I'm likely to disintegrate or die like some horrible death, so... any more than 2 life kits probably... it's just a waste of weight, because you know, you also have to factor in weight for these rockets. Everything I'm bringing on board increases the weight. Oh yeah, I just remembered something. I also wanted to bring some of those ion power cells as well. So I will have to make another trip out. I'm sorry, I thought I had everything I needed to have, but I'll just go ahead and go over to it's either taken from my Bumblebee or taken from the Cyclops for the ion power cells. Might just be easier. Well, that's only 1 cell. I was going to try to take 2.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
Too hard to see because I don't have a flashlight. Should have brought a flashlight or something with me. Where did that go at? I didn't mean to leave this thing on the ground. Oh, where is it? There it is. you know, take some of those ion batteries with me for technology purposes, and I think I'll take my ion power cells out of this. But then again, if I do that, how am I going to get back up? I didn't fully think that through. You know what, I'll just take them from the Cyclops. It only needs one of those for the Cyclops to run. I'll just do that. I wanted to leave all these intact, but it's got 6 batteries and you only need one of them to run the ship a little bit. So I'll do that. And close that hatch. And let's see, close this hatch. Alright, this is definitely the last time I'm on board. Alright, I'm going to take off. This is it. As soon as I get on board the apiary. I'll load up things and see if I can do that time capsule. Although, like I said earlier, it looked to me like on the website they hadn't improved any submissions in like 3 years, so I doubt they would approve mine. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind, right? Out of everybody, I was the only one that survived. Everyone else died. Somehow I survived, and a lot of it was just luck. Just enjoy some of the ambience, I guess, before I make a lot of noise leaving this place. Really liked this game. I liked my time in this world. And this game did have some of its shortcomings and things and that it could have improved, most of which seems to be fixed by mods, but I've not used those mods myself, and this is my first time playing the game, but I spent over 100 hours playing this game and I had a lot of fun. And thank you everybody for watching my live stream, I appreciate it. And thank you for everybody that has helped me in the comments as a new player. Oh, I thought I was going to have to close the door, but I think it closes on its own. Alright, here we go. I'm going to move the tools over to my own inventory, because I think of this as like having like a dimensional storage like on my character, because they're advanced that much technologically speaking. And I guess I'll keep 1 or 2 waters on me, and leave the rest of that in storage. My scanner or tricorder on number 1 like I like it. Number 3 is the flashlight. I don't want my flare on my toolbar at all. I think that's good. I guess I can put the ion power cells of these battery technology, some of those in here. That's water. That's food. That's the ion cube technology, the kyanite crystals. I think I'll just have to keep the rest of my inventory. Or no, I'll take the water, put that in my inventory, and just put the fish in there. The stasis, dimensional stasis technologies, I love you it, so So I guess it don't really matter where exactly it's going to be, but and not sure exactly how to get this whole ship started up. It says boot up primary CPU, prepare a time capsule, activate life support system. So maybe I need to do the time capsule first. And I'll put in one of these snacks and coffee like was suggested. I could put in my knife if I wanted the thermoblade one, because I was given that, so. Let's see. Maybe another player will. That was very helpful to me early game when I got that. It's gotta be in storage somewhere, right? Or did I leave it behind back in my base? There we go. Return what was given, or give back. So I was given this knife, so I'll give it to another player to find if they can find it. Assuming if they even approve this whole submission with the time capsule. Maybe I'll include some water for them as well. That shouldn't hurt, right? Large filtered water. A knife, 3 bottles of water, and some food. I can either do an image, press F11 to take a screenshot. How does that work? Oh, that screenshot? Screenshot saved to PDA. I didn't know you could do that. I've been just using like a print screen or even like the Steam overlay to do my screenshots. I don't want that there. That's a crazy screenshot, I guess. I can't seem to delete it. Don't know how. Unless I go back, like exit out of this. Maybe I just should say have a nice day. Isn't that what the coffee machine says? Or that's what I wanted to say anyways. I don't know how to undo this image, like delete it. Maybe exiting out will fix that. Nope. Well, I said have a nice day. This knife got me through some tough times. It's given to me and I'm giving it to you. Good luck. E-R for elliptical round. I don't know what those. Anyways, there we go. So the time capsule is prepared, I think. I didn't mean to do that screenshot. I don't know how to delete it, but... Wait. Photo manager. Can I delete it through here? Oh, there we go. Alright, we're good. No image, just some text message and some supplies. Alright, so life support and primary CPU, probably start there maybe.
Primary computer systems active. Life support systems online.
Does anybody know if there was any other consoles down below? I didn't see any. Oh, there's some on the ship dashboard. I see it now. Hydraulic systems.
Pressurizing hydraulics.
Communications.
Communications systems array active.
Auxiliary power unit.
Auxiliary power unit online.
No, I think that's
All
it down
systems
here.
are go for liftoff.
Well, it's been a good journey here. Had a whole Robinson Crusoe castaway type experience, and time to leave. I've been on this planet for 229 days. Well, probably more actually, because this is radioactive materials. That was several days ago. So that was like the last update. So, been on here for over 7 months, I think. And it's time to leave. Thank you for everybody that watched and everybody that helped me get to this point. I really appreciate it. Just got a achievement called Leave It Only a Time Capsule and Go Among the Stars.
Ready to launch on your command, Captain. Launch in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
These birds want to go into space too.
2, 1. Time capsule jettisoned. Caution, approaching orbital debris field.
Oh no. Not again.
Orbital debris field clear. Performing gravity turn maneuver.
Good thing I brought a repair tool. I have no...
Confirm destination coordinates. Nearest interstellar phase gate.
How many days is that away? Or years?
Engaging ion boosters in 3, 2, 1.
What is a wave without the ocean? A beginning without an end. They are different, but they go together. Now you go among the stars, and I fall among the sand. We are different, but we go together.
So she's still alive somehow, like we're psychically still linked a little bit. I let the credits roll. I always try to do that when I do like a walkthrough for a video game. Even if I get hit with like a copyright on the music. Only other thing I can do is mute the audio. I think I did it now with the, I think the audio might be muted now. But hopefully you can still hear me. Thanks, Ben Jovi. Yeah, I verified. I think the music is muted. But my microphone still works, so that's good. I had to do it through OBS. Always believe in showing the credits. Like, I try to do that as much as possible. Can't say I've always been perfect with it, but I try to do it. At least I've done it most of the time. I have a track record of doing it most of the time, if not all the time. Well, there's Jacksepticeye and Markiplier and some other streamers' names. Is it the same amount for everybody, or did it calculate how much I used, like mining, building, like that kind of thing? I wonder. Curious now. Because some games would keep track of that, but of course that spaceship was probably expensive. I'm glad I made it back home. So is Alterra like the name of like the home world, or I thought it was like a name of like a corporation is what I thought, but anyways, thank you for everybody who joined me on this journey. I really appreciate it. This says 3 days, 6 hours, 42 minutes, and Steam says I played over 100 hours because I did delete some my original save game that I goofed it up, and also have done some like reloading like of my game as well. But it's been over 100 hours like playing this game according to Steam. But anyways, thanks once again for everybody who helped and supported me and got me to this point where I got off the planet and I survived. Really appreciate it, and hope you all have a good weekend and a good February of 2026. Talk to you later. Bye.